Hello Facebook. Oh dear, first chapter fun, a bit of a disaster this morning. It all worked out on Instagram, but in the middle of my first recording, Facebook just booted me. I looked up and Facebook was gone. So I decided I would start the video again so I can record the whole thing. So welcome to First Chapter Fun. If you haven't participated or seen an episode yet, this is the place where every day on Facebook Live and on Instagram Live, I read the first chapter of a new book every day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. This is the 17th episode. I've saved all of the episodes, the previous ones, on my Facebook author page, so you can go and look at all of those if you like. Just click on the videos tab. They're also on my very sad and lonely YouTube page. At least I'm getting some content over there, so that's great. So let me jump right in with today's episode. Today I'm reading from Samantha Downing's second novel, He Started It, which publishes on July the 2nd. Hello Dale, good morning, welcome back. I decided to restart this whole video because Facebook pulled a number on me and booted me out. So Samantha is the author of last year's smash hit, My Lovely Wife. Dear, dear, I'm having some real trouble today. My Lovely Wife, here we go. There it is on my Kindle. This book is, as with He Started It, both of them are absolutely brilliant and bonkers in the best possible way. So My Lovely Wife was not only nominated for an Edgar Award, but Amazon Studios and Nicole Kidman's Blossom Films have partnered to make it into a feature film, and I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be absolutely brilliant. Samantha lives in New Orleans, where she's furiously typing away at her third novel, and I can't wait to read it because I know that whatever she writes I will read and will be absolutely brilliant, because she's bold and she's fearless and she's absolutely fantastic. So without further ado, let me find I've got so many devices going here, I keep getting mixed up with what they are. So He Started It, here we go. I will read you the blurb and then I will read you the first chapter. So here we go. He Started It is a most anticipated book by Betches, Hello Giggles, She Reads and Book Page, and I'm not surprised. This is the intro and the blurb. From the twisted mind behind mega hit My Lovely Wife comes the story of a family not unlike your own, just with a few more violent tendencies thrown in. Beth, Portia and Eddie Morgan haven't all been together in years, and for very good reasons. We'll get to those later. But when their wealthy grandfather dies and leaves a cryptic final message in his wake, the siblings and their respective partners must come together for a cross-country road trip to fulfill his final wish and, more importantly, secure their inheritance. But time with your family can be tough. It is for everyone. It's even harder when you're all keeping secrets and trying to forget a memory, a missing person, an act of revenge, the man in the black truck who won't stop following your car, and especially when at least one of you is a killer and there's a body in the trunk, just to name a few reasons. But money is a powerful motivator. It is for everyone. So let me read you the first chapter. He Started It by Samantha Downing, Chapter 1. You want a heroine, someone to root for, to identify with. She can't be perfect though, because that'll just make you feel bad about yourself. A flawed heroine then, someone who may break the rules to protect her family, but doesn't kill anyone unless it's self-defence. Not murder though, at least not the cold-blooded kind. That's the first deal breaker. The second is cheating. Men can get away with that and still be the hero, but a cheating wife is unforgivable. Which means I can't be your heroine. I still have a story to tell. It begins in a car, rather an SUV. We sit according to our rank. The oldest in the driver's seat, that's Eddie. His wife sits next to him, but I'll get to her later. The middle seat is for the middle child, and that's me, Beth. not Elizabeth, just Beth. I'm 2 years younger than Eddie and he never lets me forget it. I'm okay to look at, though not as young or thin as I used to be. My husband sits next to me, again, later for that, because our spouses weren't supposed to be here. One seat left, way in the back, and that's Portia, the surprise baby. She's 6 years younger than me and sometimes it feels like 100. With no spouse or significant other, she has the whole seat to herself. In the very back, our luggage, stacked side by side in a neat single row because that's the only way it fits. I told Eddie that the first time. Our handbags and computer bags go on top of the roller bags. You don't have to be a flight attendant to figure that out. Under the bags, there's the trunk compartment. One side has the spare tyre, in the other a locked wooden box with brass fittings. This special little box, in this special little place, all by itself with nothing else around, is to hold our grandfather. He's been cremated. We aren't talking about him. We aren't really talking at all. The sun beams through the windows, landing on my leg and making it burn. The AC dries out my eyes. Eddie plays music that's wordless and jazzy. I look back at Portia. Her eyes are closed and she has headphones on, probably listening to music that's neither wordless nor jazzy. Her black hair's long and has fallen over one eye. It's dyed. We all have pale skin, and we were all born with blonde hair and either blue or green eyes. My hair's even lighter now because I highlight it. Eddie's is darker because he doesn't. Portia's hair has been black for a while now. It matches her nails. She's not goth though, not anymore. The music change is abrupt. I didn't even see Krista move. That's Eddie's wife, Krista, the one with olive skin, dark hair and brown eyes with gold flecks. Krista, the one he married 4 months after meeting her. She used to be the receptionist at his office. I continue to stare out the window. Atlanta is long gone. We aren't even in Georgia. This is northern Alabama past Birmingham, where the population is sparse and sceptical. If we were trying to rush, we'd be further along by now. Rushing isn't part of the equation. Food? That's Portia, her voice groggy from her nap. She's sitting up, headphones off, wide-eyed like a child. She's been milking that baby of the family shit for a long time. You want to stop? Eddie says, turning down the music. Let's stop, Krista says. My husband shrugs. Yeah, Portia says. Eddie looks at me in the rearview mirror, like I get a say in the matter. I'm already outnumbered. Great, I say. Food's great. We stop at a place called the Roundabout, which looks just as you imagine. Rustic, in a fake way, with a lasso and goat on the sign, but naturally run down with age. Authentic, but not, like most of us. We all climb out and Portia's first to the door. Krista isn't far behind. Eddie's the one who takes the most time. He stands outside the car, staring at the back, hesitating. It's our grandfather. This is our first stop of the trip, meaning it's the first time we have to leave him alone. You okay? I say, tapping Eddie's arm. He doesn't look at me, doesn't take his eyes off the back of the car because Grandpa's ashes are everything to us. Not for emotional reasons. You want to stay out here? I can bring you a doggy bag, I say. Sarcasm drips. Eddie turns to me, his eyes wide. Oh, the shock. Like if I'd just told him I was leaving my long-time partner for someone I met 2 months ago. Oh, wait. He did that. Eddie left his live-in girlfriend for the receptionist. I'm fine, he says. You don't have to be so bitchy about it. Yes, I'm the villain. Inside the Roundabout, everyone is sitting in a semi-circle booth. It's twice as big as it needs to be. The seats are wine-coloured pleather. Krista and Portia have scooted all the way to the centre of the booth, leaving Felix on one side. That's my husband, Felix, the pale one with a strong jaw and white blonde hair with matching eyebrows and lashes. In a certain light, he disappears. We probably should get something settled, Eddie says. He looks like our father. We're going to be driving for a while, a lot of gas, food and motel rooms. I propose we take turns covering the expenses. More than anything, let's not argue about it. The last thing we need is to fight over a gas bill. Before I can say a word, my husband does. Makes sense, Felix says. Beth and I will pay our fair share. Only a spouse can betray you like that, or a sibling. That leaves Portia. Given that she doesn't really have a career, the deal isn't fair. Oh, The irony. She yawns, nods. In Portia speak, she's agreeing for now but reserves the right to disagree later. Great, Eddie says. I'll get this one. He takes the cheque up to the register because that's the kind of place it is. Felix goes to the restroom and Portia steps out front to make a call. That leaves Krista and me finishing those last sips of lukewarm coffee. I know this must be terrible for all of you, she says, placing her hand on mine. But I hope we can have some good times too. I'm sure your grandfather would have wanted that. It's a nice enough thing for Krista to say, if a little generic. Given the circumstances, I expect nothing less and nothing more. Still, if everything falls apart and we all start killing each other, she goes first. You think I said that for shock value? I didn't. No, I'm not a psychopath. That's always a convenient excuse, though. Someone who has no empathy and has to fake human emotions. Why do they do bad things? Shrug. Who knows? That's a psychopath for you. Or is it the word sociopath? You know what I'm saying. This isn't that kind of story. This is about family. I love my siblings, all of them, I really do. I also hate them. That's how it goes. Love, hate, back and forth like a seesaw. That's the thing about family. Despite what they say, it's not a single unit with a single goal. What they never tell us is that, more often than not, every member of the family has their own agenda. I know I do. That was the first chapter of He Started It by Samantha Downing, and it is absolutely brilliantly bonkers. It's fantastic, and it's out on July 28th. So I will save this video. I'm so sorry that Facebook just booted me out earlier. I have no idea why. But I will save it. You can leave questions and comments for Samantha, who was on the first video, and then, as I said, it booted me out. But please do go check out her books because she is one hell of an author. She really is. So tomorrow I'll be reading from This Is How I Lied by the wonderful Heather Gudenkauf. This will be first chapter fun tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Time. And I hope you'll tune in then. So until then, stay safe. Stay kind, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.